would you like to get more leads? Stick around. Hey there, Enterprisers. What's good? It's Jason Ligo here again with Always Enterprise. And in this video, I want to share with you how you can boost your landing page conversion rates in order to get more leads. That's right. Today, we're talking about getting leads, and a lot more leads. Now, we all know that in any business, leads are the lifeblood. And initially, all of your marketing efforts up front are all focused and geared towards gathering more leads for you to work in your business to hopefully turn into sales, which in turn should keep you in business for a long, long time. With that being said, however, I do notice in this day and time where the internet is so vast and so fast changing that there are some dangers and pitfalls that a lot of internet marketers fall into that keep them from generating that steady influx of leads that we all need in order to keep us in business for any amount of time at all. And so what I want to do today is share with you 3 different ways that you can adjust and tweak your landing page so that you're always sure to have a steady income of leads always coming in for you to work. Let's get started. Number 1, employ simplicity. Employ simplicity. That's right. Keep it simple. Just keep it simple. One thing I find in this day and time, as I continue to work with clients and associates and kind of see the different landing pages that they're putting on the internet, while these things are really impressive to look at, I find that they're a little bit overwhelming. I think that a lot of people fall into this trap where they think that if they have more to look at and more to click on their initial web page, it's supposed to boost their credibility somehow. Whereas that's really not the truth. One thing I'm finding is that they're just, again, it's more overwhelming and a little bit confusing to your prospect. Rather than do that, just keep it simple. Now, I'm by no means the gold standard for anyone to follow. However, I do have some experience in this field and kind of have seen a lot of success in my particular business. And one thing that I find in my personal business, of course, that was taught to me and that I modeled after a lot of my mentors and other successful entrepreneurs, is that simple always works better than complex in this situation. If you go to my landing pages, the most of them have one directive, one objective, one goal, and that is simply to obtain a contact record in exchange for value, which gives me the right and the permission to follow up with you later on to transact future business. And so while you do certainly want to invest in a good landing page software and you want to experiment and play around with different headlines and such, never take away from the fact that you just want to keep things simple, because that will convert better rather than having bells and whistles and the ability to click here and click there. Again, don't confuse and don't overwhelm your prospect. Keep it simple. Always remember that simple sells, simple is what works. Employ simplicity. Number 2, evoke curiosity. Evoke curiosity. That's right. We're talking about curiosity. Curiosity is one of those elements that also gets overlooked. We're finding more and more that a lot of people are much more educated than you might think they are. They're a lot more educated and a lot more researched and well-versed than you might give them credit for. And so because of that, you don't want to toy with their emotions or their intellect by trying to spout off this long dissertation that, again, kind of gives you a false sense of credibility. Instead, what you're doing is you're actually turning them away more often than not, because you're giving away too much of the party, too much of the secrets, too much of the pie. Employ a little bit of curiosity in here, right? Let it to be so that there's a little bit of mystique, all right? In your headline, don't talk about, the benefit as well as the cause, as well as the reasoning and the methodology. That's a lot to throw at someone. So for instance, rather than say, discover the proven method that I use to generate an income from home using the high ticket affiliate marketing method by aligning myself with an excellent affiliate network that continues to do the follow-up for you, also employs all autoresponders, provides resources for you. You kind of get the idea. That's a lot to throw at someone. And if I say that, when I'm listening to myself, it may sound a little bit cool to me. It may sound kind of fancy to me. But if you're the person listening to me, I kind of just spelled out the entire thing, didn't I? And while maybe I didn't give you the exact company that I'm referring to, I gave you enough material there for you to look elsewhere and not be interested in what I'm talking about. Now contrast that if I said, for instance, or instead, if I said, hey, discover the proven way to make money from home online, even if you don't have any experience, right? It's a lot more simple, okay? And I'm telling you, I've proven this and tested this many times, and I encourage you to try it as well, that the latter example that I gave you always will outperform the first one, simply because there's more curiosity, more mystique, more that's hidden from there that requires the next step from your prospect to opt in and look at what more, look further into what you're talking about, thereby making them a much more qualified lead. Okay, so make sure that you use a little bit of curiosity on your landing pages. I promise you that's going to get you more leads than giving away the farm. Number 3, experiment regularly. Experiment regularly. Now, there's a reason why I put this at number 3 and gave you the first 2 rules ahead of this to kind of govern the rule set, right? Obviously, you want to employ simplicity, and then you want to evoke curiosity. As long as you do those 2 things first and have those established, now it's okay to experiment a little bit. And the fact is, you should experiment regularly. As long as those 2 other overarching factors are kind of governing what you're doing on your landing page, it's okay to be a little bit creative. Just again, remember to stick to being simple, as well as to always inducing curiosity. Again, don't give away too many details. If you can do those things, then sure, you should be testing out different headlines. You should be testing out different videos on your sales pages, on your opt-in pages. It's absolutely okay to do that. And the fact is, you should be doing this regularly. Now, obviously, I'm not telling you to always change what you're doing. If you found something that works, keep it. Often what I will do is, if I find a winning equation on my landing page with the headline, the video, the sales copy that's on there, I will keep that, I will run that, I will use it to get me leads, ultimately keep me in business. But on the side, I will regularly test something against that. I'll create a small page, a different page, and run small amounts of traffic to that, and run campaigns to it separately on a regular basis. And the whole purpose is to try to beat the results of the first landing page. This is the art of split testing. And this is something that every successful online marketer does. I encourage you to do it as well. Just keep in mind, again, have your 2 rules that are always in place. And then of course you can experiment with a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Have fun in the process. And again, if you can find something that beats it and works better, then go ahead and put that in the winning position and start the process over again, where you're continuing to test and experiment again, just to beat the results of the first one. All the greats do it. You should too. Experiment regularly. There you have it, my friends. Those are 3 really simple but very, very powerful ways that you can boost the conversion rate on your landing page in order to get you more leads. I trust you got value from this. Make sure you give me a like, a comment, but most importantly, subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any more hot new content that I got coming down the pipe just for you. This is Jason Ligo with Always Enterprise. I'll see you next time.